refusal and denial to believe and accept it. As it turns out, I was not at all steadfast in my own self-esteem. I was unable to stand up for myself because I had never had to defend myself, my emotional well-being, or my confidence in such a way. I was complete putty in his hands, and he would continue to mold and shape me into something I was unable to recognize. For years I thought about writing a book, but was unable to logically piece my experiences together in my brain. The truth is that most people in an abusive relationship do not want to believe what is happening to them. From the very first notion that abuse is actually occurring, most people, and that includes me, will immediately begin the denial process. Denial is good support, and one that you can hang a lot on, but I did not realize how negative and heavy denial becomes when you keep it around as a companion. I kept my denial so close that I was able to easily revisit painful experiences, reopening and reinfecting each wound again and again. Why do we do that to ourselves? Why do we stop on our life path, turn around, and go back to relive the hurts we endured and left behind? It looks like some kind of self-torture, but really, it is doubt. Doubt says it was not really that bad, and that it would stop, and that it had not really happened at all. I have wasted so much time, energy, and tears going back up the path, doubting, denying. I have reached the point where I can refuse to continue to turn around. And as I begin this story, I vow to pick up the pace while pushing forward towards acknowledgement, acceptance, and truth. The courage to face the story was critical, but so was the amount of healing. Taking these positive steps will be much harder to accomplish while trying to survive in my current environment. Prison is many different things, none of which is very palatable to an intelligent, hard-working woman with morals, manners, values, and respect. Prison is, at best, a hard, evil, relentless pit of sadness and contempt that can lead directly to hell. However, I know now, at 54 years of age, that I am very capable of doing exactly what I put my mind to, now and in the future. Prison is full of evil, negativity, drama, drugs, and predatory women looking for someone to use, control, and abuse. I am always able to venture out of my quiet, safe room in search of someone who has it much worse than me. I do this on a daily basis, and I never have to look very far. Sadness and insignificance are everywhere here. Yet God allows me to rise above it with His favor and His grace poured upon my life. God has become one of the biggest blessings in my life. I have been able to completely lose my handy denial companion once and for all, and have replaced it with the much more positive, loving, and supportive company of acknowledgement, acceptance, and truth. Luckily for me, the loss of my denial companion meant that all of those issues that so easily hung from its arms are also gone forever. Chapter 2. Great Beginnings. I had a wonderful upbringing in the most beautiful place imaginable, in the northern part of the Lower Peninsula of Michigan. Gorgeous rivers, bays, and lakes with each and every element of the four seasons playing out to perfection, surrounded by Lake Michigan, tiny lakes, and one specific river, the Boardman River, made for hours each summer season of swimming, tubing, and canoeing. The river was my absolute favorite place, and our little house on the hill in the Boardman Valley, where my mother still resides after more than 50 years, shaped and built me from the inside out. The river was literally a few quick jumps down the hill, and we spent so much time there swimming, floating down on inner tubes and canoeing, always with friends or family members joining in. My mother would meet us at the door with a bar of soap and towels and send us to the river to bathe in our bathing suits before settling into our pajamas and going to bed. Sometimes she would direct us to the hose out in the yard to wash off the sticky, dirty events of our days spent outside playing and exploring in the woods and green hills. But we would beg to go to the river because it was so much more fun. She relented often, of course, with strict instructions to come right back. My upbringing was awesome and included large family gatherings, parties, weddings, and events full of fun, love, games, dancing, beer drinking, and eating. My parents worked extremely hard, and we were not at all rich, but we always had everything we needed.